So what if I told you that improving your circulation, and yeah, even your erections, could be as simple as making a few tweaks to your shopping list? Well, today, that's exactly what we're diving into. We're going to explore the really powerful connection between specific fruits and male vascular health. Let's break down the science.
All right, let's just cut right to the chase, shall we? Can your grocery list actually improve your erections? You might be a little surprised, but a growing mountain of research says absolutely yes. And we're about to unpack exactly how that works.
Okay, first things first, we've got to understand the mechanics behind all of this, because once you really get the why, the what to eat part makes so much more sense. And you know what? It all boils down to one single, absolutely critical factor: blood flow. You see, modern science doesn't look at erectile dysfunction as some kind of isolated problem anymore. It's seen as a vascular condition. Think of it as an early warning signal, like a check engine light for your overall cardiovascular health. It's all connected. It's like the plumbing in your house. If there's a problem in one pipe, it tells you something about the whole system.
Now, right at the heart of this whole process, you've got two main characters: blood flow itself and this tiny but incredibly powerful molecule called nitric oxide. So think of nitric oxide, or NO for short, as the traffic cop of your circulatory system. It's the crucial messenger that literally tells your blood vessels, hey, relax, open up, letting all that traffic, all that blood flow freely. And it all happens in this really precise four-step chain reaction. It starts in the brain, right? A signal gets sent out. That signal triggers the release of nitric oxide right where it needs to be. That NO then acts like a key in a lock, telling the blood vessels to chill out and expand. And that last step, the rush of blood into those now wider vessels, that's what creates the erection. Simple as that. Okay, so if nitric oxide and blood flow are the name of the game, how in the world can food help? Well, let's get into the good stuff and look at the specific fruits that the research shows can directly support this entire process.
First up, the one and only watermelon. I mean, it's earned itself the nickname natural Viagra, and for a very good reason. It's probably one of the most studied fruits for exactly this purpose, because of how it plugs right into that biological pathway we just talked about.
So what's its secret weapon? It's a compound called L-citrulline. Your body is amazing. It takes this amino acid and it converts it into another one called L-arginine. And L-arginine is the direct building block for making more nitric oxide. So you can see the connection, right? More watermelon can mean more raw material for that critical step 2 in the erection pathway.
And next up, we have another absolute powerhouse: pomegranate. Get this, one clinical study found that a daily dose of pomegranate juice boosted nitric oxide metabolites by a staggering 23%. But here's the cool part. Pomegranate has a two-pronged attack. It helps your body make more NO, and it's also packed with antioxidants that protect the NO you already have from breaking down. So it helps you make it, and it helps you keep it.
And you know, this isn't just about a quick fix. This is about long-term prevention. There was a huge landmark 10-year study out of Harvard that followed over 25,000 men. And they found that guys with a higher intake of these flavonoid-rich fruits had a 14% lower risk of developing ED over that decade. Now, to put that into perspective, the researchers said that's a benefit on par with doing 2 to 5 hours of brisk walking every single week. That's huge.
And if we drill down a little deeper, we can see that different fruits kind of bring different tools to the job. Berries, for example, are loaded with a type of flavonoid called anthocyanins. That's what gives them those deep red and blue colors. And they were linked to a 9% risk reduction. Meanwhile, citrus fruits are rich in flavonones, and they were associated with an even better 11% reduction. This just goes to show why having a variety of fruits in your diet is so important.
And believe me, the list of these vascular champions just keeps on going. Apples give you quercetin, another really powerful flavonoid. Bananas are a fantastic source of potassium, which is absolutely vital for helping blood vessels relax and keeping blood pressure in check. And avocados, man, they deliver a triple punch. You get healthy fats for circulation, more of that potassium, and zinc, which is a key building block for healthy testosterone. But here's something that is absolutely critical to understand. These amazing fruits, they don't work in a vacuum. While they're fantastic on their own, their effects get massively amplified when they're part of a bigger picture, part of a genuinely healthy lifestyle.
So let's be crystal clear on this. There is no single magic bullet fruit. It just doesn't exist. The research, time and time again, shows that the biggest benefits don't come from just eating more watermelon, they come from adopting a whole dietary pattern that supports your entire cardiovascular system.
So when it comes to the gold standard for heart health, all the research points overwhelmingly in one direction: the Mediterranean diet. And this isn't some restrictive, crazy diet. It's really just a delicious pattern of eating that's built on whole foods. Tons of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats from things like olive oil and nuts, and lean protein from fish.
And the benefits? They're real, and you can measure them. One study of men with ED found that the ones who really stuck to this diet saw incredible improvements. We're talking higher testosterone levels, better erectile function scores, measurably better blood flow, and less arterial stiffness, which is a key sign of a healthy heart. These aren't just numbers on a chart. These are significant, real-world changes in your body.
And now for the ultimate amplifier, exercise. When you combine this way of eating with regular physical activity, we're not talking running marathons, even just 30 minutes on most days, the benefits don't just add up, they multiply. Diet and exercise work together in this beautiful synergy where each one makes the other more powerful in improving your vascular health.
Okay, so this is all great information, right? But how do we actually put it into practice? Let's turn all this knowledge into a simple, actionable plan that you can literally start using today. Here's one way you could think about it, just a simple strategy. For the first couple of weeks, maybe you just focus on berries and apples to really load up on those powerful flavonoids. Then for the next couple weeks, you start to bring in watermelon and citrus fruits to specifically target that nitric oxide production. And from there on out, it's just about being consistent, regularly rotating in foods like bananas, avocados, and pomegranates to make sure you're getting that full broad spectrum of benefits.
You know, in the end, the biggest takeaway is probably summed up best by the research itself. This isn't just about eating an apple. It's about seeing your food as just one piece of a much larger puzzle, a holistic strategy for your wellness, one that includes your physical fitness, your mental health, and your overall lifestyle.
Which really just leaves us with one final question to chew on. The next time you sit down to eat, take a look at your plate. Are you just seeing food, or are you seeing an investment? Is that meal just fuel for the next few hours, or is it a down payment on your long-term health? Something to think about.